Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at gcnlive.com.
This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli.
As your dial is set correctly to USA Prepares, this is your captain, John Regan. Vincent is out making hay while the sun's shining, and I know his cows are going to appreciate that this winter. We have with us today Dr. Richard Allen Miller. Good morning, Rick.
Good morning, John. It's been very screwy weather here as well as we're in Missouri. And Vincent's had what rain for the last, month. Hasn't been able to put up alfalfa. Hold on a second. You go ahead and talk for a minute. I'm going to check.
Okay. Yeah, I was just checking the weekly drought maps, and Texas improved a little bit, even though we didn't get much rain this past week. And California actually didn't even hold ground this week. They went down a little bit.
We were 109 degrees 2 days ago and had forest fires and lightning, which we never get. It's always been in April, maybe, but never in May or June. And here we are. It was in June, 109 degrees. It will get to 110 later in August, but for now, that's the deal. It's strange weather everywhere.
Yeah, and, I've been following this since the rain started hitting Texas. I've got a section of my resources that I call A Tale of Two Droughts, where I've been following Texas and California. And Texas has just turned around tremendously. We are now down to the point where less than 10% of the state is in any kind of drought condition, including the D0.
You heard what happened to Lake Mead and that reservoir that feeds all of the Southwest. Last week, there was an earthquake, and it lost 2/3 of its water in one day.
Yeah, I've been trying to keep an eye, seeing what they say this hurricane is doing, because I know it's dumping some rain in that area.
It's going to be actually tornadoes probably are next. They'll be right behind all of this weird weather. And, of course, you can't cut alfalfa during this period because it will shatter the leaf and make the alfalfa worthless. Vincent, last week, when I was on with him, said that if it continued like it was, there was a chance that all the cattle would have to be sold this winter and because there would be nothing to feed them. And then, at a loss, and then next year, beef prices would be just out of sight. It's lucky he's able to get hay up. I'm glad. Just stay focused. Probably have a 1 week window to get it dry. Failed.
And, I won't even know until tonight whether or not he's going to be here tomorrow. It just depends on what the weather looks like.
When is he going to Asheville? Do you have that date?
Yeah, let me just go ahead and tell everybody about it. He's the keynote speaker at the RK Prepper Show. This is in Fletcher, North Carolina, at the WNC Agriculture Center, the 20th and 21st of June.
Okay, it's the 20th, 21st, yeah.
Yeah, he's
the
teaching
one in Indianapolis was excellent. It was really well attended. I did very well. Matt Stein and I did special speakers, and now we've been invited to Kansas City, what is the other, Springfield, and another, I don't know what it is. I can't remember. It's in Nashville, maybe. Yeah, Nashville. He's got local people in Asheville that will speak, rather than bring us out. I don't know what's going on with them at this point, but they have invited us to tag along with Vincent. It's too late for me to be able to go to Asheville, but Kansas City and Springfield are doable.
Yeah, and he's talking about starting your own business and saving money on your taxes using the same deductions that the rich use. And John Moore is also going to be at this one in North Carolina talking about violent climate change. And his background is on Nibiru. I think he does Planet 7X and the day after tomorrow kind of thing. He's like a doomsday kind of situation. Yeah, he. I first met him at the meetup there in Springfield, and he showed the U.S. Navy map of what the United States would look like when this happens.
That's the Madrid fault line, and that Matt wrote about that in 400 Chernobyl's paper, where if we have any kind of, and I think they're actually dropping the Richter scale levels, reporting to the public to try not to scare them. For example, when they did Tibet, and Nepal, there were a lot of, that's got to be over an 8.4, have that kind of damage. And they were saying it was, 6.4 or something like that? It was like almost at least 100 times larger. I don't know. I don't know what's really going on anymore. I disbelieve everything.
Yeah,
a friend of mine in England was monitoring comets, and NASA and JPL were subscribing to his newsletter, and then he was asked by someone, won't tell us, to step away, and he did, rather than be hassled. He's retired, like I am. What I want to do is be put on payroll. If they're going to make me stop, at least pay me to do it, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. There's somebody out there. I don't think it's military. I don't think so. I don't think it's who you think it is. I think it's possibly like a 1%er that's running everything. If you have a transnational corporation that has a gross national flow-through that's 40 times larger than the United States, what would that person be in America? That person would be running everything. And there was an ARP that came out yesterday. ARP had a very nice interview by Jimmy Carter where he said it's the money that has corrupted everything in politics. It's really bad, and people don't get a clue. We are no longer being run by our Congress. They have no clue. My daughter works on the medical budget for the state of Oregon, which is 8. They call her to the penny Paula. She's a controller, and she said their budget is $8.4 billion in Medicare. Health related, and right now, Johnson & Johnson wax, which is 40th down in pharmaceutical houses, is 4 times the state of Oregon. Now, we've lost our country, and we have no clue on what's really happening around us, except I believe the grid is going to collapse. I absolutely think that that's going to happen eventually. And when it does, it will be about water, and that will be the first foot dropping. The second is that the Gulf current has stopped, and so there will be a mini ice age. I don't know how bad it's going to be. Right now, my guess is that chemtrails and related are there to sort of stave off an event that probably should have happened earlier. I was talking to a friend of mine that's speaking in Ashland on geoengineering on Friday, And Dr. Lenny Timey was in What in the World Are They Spraying? Spent the night here, and we were talking about BP oil spill as using special nanobots to try to stop, change the current, and it didn't work. And that's why we're doing chemtrails. And a friend of mine just wrote me from Hawaii, and they've had 10 days in Hawaii with no chemtrails. Now, why? We're being hammered. Yesterday, with all of our storms that we're having, lightning storms with 109-degree weather, we are macerated with chemtrails. Yesterday, I saw as many as 40 jets go over, laying it down, and by the afternoon, the chemtrail was gone, but you could see at about 8,000 feet, low to the ground, a haze where it had fallen because of, I don't know, humidity, I don't know. It's very dry, very dry. And I have to tell you, it's getting in everything. I don't know what it is. I think it's toxic. And they've been giving extra doses when I started my research on it in 2010. So I don't know what it is. I know that it's got toxic to it. A friend of mine called me from Ashland yesterday, and she now has shingles, and she directly associates it with chemtrail exposure here. I can't prove it. That's the problem. And with transnational corporations running everything, the media is silent, and you can't get an honest answer on anything anymore.
Yeah. This past weekend, Becky and I went to visit her parents down in East Texas, and I actually stopped on the highway on the way back and took a picture because there was not a chemtrail in the sky. The sky was blue, and it was the puffy white clouds like we used to see back in the 60s.
Yeah, cumulonimbus or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, by the time I got back to Dallas, though, there were chemtrails up over Dallas-Fort Worth, at least a dozen of them.
So there's a plan. There's something going on that has organization. It isn't just indiscriminate. It's done with intent. We spray now, we don't spray here then. I don't know that physics yet. That's the interesting part. I remember when they set a bomb up in Hawaii last year, where I think it was the big island got hammered. No, it was Maui. One of the islands got hammered.
We're going into a break, so talk about it afterwards.
How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Did you know that drinking pure, high-alkaline water is one of the most important factors in maintaining high energy and vibrant health? Most experts agree that the water you drink should be at a pH level of 8 or higher. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops, available only at alkavision.com, combine a unique formula of only the most alkaline minerals. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops alkalize your water, ridding the body of harmful toxins, and helps you regain health and energy. Alkalizing your water by simply adding 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops helps the body rid itself of acidic waste, increases oxygen content, and raises the pH of your body to healthy levels. And bacteria and viruses cannot survive in an alkaline high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops for only $29.95 at alkavision.com. That's ALKAvision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com today.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and bad tweets can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? Reputation.com can protect your good name. Get a free consultation now at 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from Reputation.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771.
It's very easy to be a criminal. All you need to burglarize a home is one simple household tool, a pair of scissors. If your home security system can be compromised by a criminal using scissors, then you're making it easy for them. Almost every home security system, even those sold by big-name companies, has a weakness: the phone line. You shell out $1,500, get locked into a long-term contract, and think you're safe. But a burglar can destroy your alarm in seconds with one snip. And when a burglar cuts your phone line, you're defenseless. Simply Safe Home Security is the smarter choice. Built by Harvard engineers, Simply Safe uses a wireless connection to call the cops. Scissors can't cut it, and that means your home stays safe. 24/7 professional monitoring is under $15 a month with no contract. Simply Safe Home Security keeps you safer than the other guys for half the cost. Protect your home with the alarm you can trust. Simply Safe. Go to simplysafedefense.com now for an exclusive 10% offer. That's simplysafedefense.com.
This is John Regan at the controls today. We have Dr. Richard Allen Miller. You know, Rick, it's 1996. I was living in Houston. It's the first time I remember seeing the chemtrails. It might be the first time I was aware of them. And then a few months ago, I remember reading an article out of the Daily Mail where they were saying that if we ever did geoengineering, which, you know, they've been doing it for 20 years at least, they said that they could never stop doing it.
San Francisco seeding the clouds with iodine so that they could land aircraft in San Francisco. Why they built that airport there, I have no clue.
But they were saying that if they ever started it, they couldn't ever stop it.
Yeah.
And I think that's telegraphing that they've done this, and now the only thing they can do is keep on doing it.
I don't know how that all works. I know that they're using an extreme of light. It's a small bacteria from the stratosphere. It was brought down to Earth and then modified and became a nanobot to create these little polymers that can align with barium and aluminum oxide. And this it forms a cloud. But as it gets into the ground and you breathe it, it also micro-dehydrates your body. The amount of water I'm drinking today is literally twice as much as what I did last year. I am snoring because my mouth is dry at night. The air is dry, and these houses were in Grants Pass, wells are going dry.
And then the water that's coming towards the coast is loaded with radiation.
Well, I don't know about that part. I do know that I'm really seriously thinking of buying a Geiger counter to buy fish, yes. Whether it came from Fukushima or it came from Hanford leaking out of the Columbia River, that's also leaking. There is a massive leaks at Hanford right now. In fact, on the Madrid fault line, all of the Daiichi-like plants are leaking now. They're over 20 years old, and they all leak, and you can watch Radcon level alerts when they have an incident in Tennessee or Kentucky. It's creepy.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw, they had a swarm of quakes off Japan yesterday.
And I think that, Japan is on borrowed time just on the precipice that it's looking. How big was the earthquake?
I think they were all like in the 5 point something range.
I think that they're all being downgraded. I think they're bigger. And we're not being told the truth, especially off the coast of Oregon. And that's the bad one. They call it the big one off Crescent City. It's out in the ocean about maybe 50 miles, and it runs all the way up the coastline on the ocean. And if we haven't, FEMA is saying that if we have an 8.4, the entire coastline from Seattle all the way down to Mexico is going to disappear and fall into the ocean. There will be, right now with oceans changing because of Antarctica, there are places in Antarctica now that don't even have snow or ice. It was 64 degrees last week in Antarctica. What do you think that's doing to the ocean currents and the desalinization of the ocean? Nobody's talking about it, really. That's how you have an ice age occur. And probably the calculations right now are suggesting that the oceans will go probably to about 60 meters because of Greenland and Iceland and all those glaciers that are now melting.
Do you know what
global warming on Mars, global warming on Venus, global warming on Pluto? It is not about Earth, it's about our sun. And something has changed the cycles of the sun. It is no longer that, 11-year cycle for sunspots. When that one, I think it was a comet went by, there was a plasma filament and a large burst went up, and I think it changed the sun's timing. And we are now starting to see the effects with earthquakes, volcanoes. Volcanoes are going off everywhere.
Yeah, let's talk about volcanoes when we come back from this break.
How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Usually, the older one gets, the less you are able to absorb amino acids and the less you are able to repair the 100 trillion cells of your body. As a result, you'll have less energy, your tissues will shrink, and you'll become wrinkled. An older person will typically injure more easily and heal more slowly. Not fun. However, if you can consume a protein powder that is easier to absorb, then you may be able to gain back some strength, muscle, and speed of recovery. One World Whey is a highly digestible whey protein powder that may be the perfect answer for you.
My name is Errol. I'm 74 years old. You know, the taste of One World Whey is amazing. I play pickleball, and since taking One World Whey and your trace mineral supplement, I have more energy and recover faster from my working out. I used to take another grass-fed whey protein powder, but now I'm getting much better results using One World Whey.
Call 888-988-3325. That's 888-988-3325. Or visit oneworldwhey.com.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market, the gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Did you know that drinking pure, high-alkaline water is one of the most important factors in maintaining high energy and vibrant health? Most experts agree that the water you drink should be at a pH level of 8 or higher. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops, available only at alkavision.com, combine a unique formula of only the most alkaline minerals. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops alkalize your water, ridding the body of harmful toxins, and helps you regain health and energy. Alkalizing your water by simply adding 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops helps the body rid itself of acidic waste, increases oxygen content, and raises the pH of your body to healthy levels. And bacteria and viruses cannot survive in an alkaline high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops for only $29.95 at alkavision.com. That's ALKAvision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com today.
Quantitative easing, unemployment at depression levels, Europe financial system falling apart, China getting out of U.S. treasuries. At the end of 2008, the time of TARP, the national debt was at $11 trillion, gold trading around $850 per ounce. Close to 2012, the national debt exceeded $16.4 trillion, gold doubled to $1,600 per ounce. The $20 trillion threshold for the national debt is inevitable. Politicians in Washington have a ferocious appetite for spending and stimulus. What's worse, a printing press to finance. 100 years ago, we had a gold standard to limit this madness, but now you have to adopt your own gold standard. Don't be fooled with paper promises. Get Midas Resources 10 Reasons to Buy Gold free by calling 800-686-2237. Understanding the gold and silver market may be the only insurance you could have to avoiding the next economic crisis. Call 1-800-686-2237 and order your free copy. Again, that's 800-686-2237.
This is John Regan, sitting for Vincent. Hopefully today he's having a good luck making hay. I know he's had problems of the tractor overheating, even though it's not excessively hot in Missouri. So, Rick, we were talking about volcanoes before the break.
Oh, you're talking about the end of Earth. Yes. Another one went off yesterday. They're going off every day now. Almost every day there's some volcano down in South America or whatever that's blowing off. And this is all directly related to something that's happening to the sun. And nobody is talking about it, really. I think it was, who's the guy that does the be safe,
the suspicious observers?
Yeah, suspicious observers. He has absolutely connected sunspots to volcanoes and related earthquakes. He's absolutely done it. Back in the early 70s, when I was working Spook Central under Dr. Carl Schleicher, I had a study that we did from Yugoslavia where I used a computer to verify that when a certain geometrical alignment occurs with the Sun, Neptune, and Earth, a major earthquake would occur. There was like a 3 sigma on that. That was, and there is no known laws on how the planet Neptune affects the Sun or the Earth. There's no way. There's no physics or energies that we know of that Neptune could influence the Earth. However, there was a 0.9% probability that when Neptune was in that specific alignment with the Sun and the Earth, a major earthquake would occur. That was called cosmobiology. And it was what we did was verify their statement and found them to be absolutely true. Dr. Wilbur Franklin at Kent State at the time was the Midwest, where I was West Coast, dead milkfish or tilapia and found catfish that their skin resistance, GSR, changed about 8 hours prior to a major earthquake. We had an early warning system, and who funded that was the Department of Interior. And so they knew this back in the 70s because we vetted that information from Yugoslavia. And I have no idea what's really going on except that Neptune, Saturn, and Pluto orbits are now being altered because of another object that nobody has talked about. There's people that are calling it Planet 7X, Nibiru, who knows. But I haven't seen any information that is from official sources. I know that NASA knows about it and is not talking to the public. For whatever reason, I don't know. But the orbitals that have been calculated on this planet, or dwarf star, or whatever, and there's no way to really prove it or disprove it at this point. But the doom and gloomers are suggesting that when it does enter our system, it will cause a pole shift, a literal pole shift. That is Dr. Bert Bolin, University of Stockholm, Sweden, Nobel Prize winner, that says it will probably cause the axis to rotate about 90 degrees. Everything changes. It's like a reboot of the Earth with ocean currents starting up first. And that's, I don't know what to make of all of this. We're going through a fourth, what they call epoch, every 3,600 years, plus or minus. The last one, we have cave drawings of when the Clovis came out of caves from the event, American Indian, and that was 3,600 years ago. And the Hopi still carry the songs and dance, the medicine, where they're talking about it literally. The Inuit have already said that our pole is shifting. The one I'm talking about is going to change everything. It will be the end of our civilization. It will be like going from Atlantis to Greece. I have no idea what it all means yet. I'm here as one scientist trying to piece together the dots with no true information or access. Being retired, I don't even have a mass spectrometer at my hands that I could look at geoengineering particles. That's Carnicom's girlfriend, and she did some very nice studies. I would like to see a dozen other people doing the same thing so we have confirmation. I'm guessing there's all kinds of things going on we're not talking about. Out in Oregon, the paper today said that they were trying to say that spotted owl was no longer endangered so they could go in and log the Comiopsis. And it looks like it is still endangered. This is like that trip with Bundy Ranch and turtles. It's crazy. It's crazy. And because we have transnational corporations, we do not have access to real news, period, end of story. And I certainly know I don't know. I can only guess, and what I'm guessing now is very disturbing.
You know, the first time I learned about Planet X, I heard Zachariah Sitchin on the radio. This was like in 92, shortly after Becky and I got married. And there's been so much hype on it that I'd actually, even pushed it off the back burner up until a few months ago when Bob Fletcher put together a compendium on everything that's available out there, including Zachariah Sitchin's interview with Dr. Harrington, who was the chief astronomer at the Naval Observatory. So we've got Bob Fletcher out there. We've got John Moore, who just...
That's what John Moore's thing is about, too. I got a chance to talk to him a little bit about that. Gerald Clark has got a new book out that I have found absolutely takes Sitchin's material and moves it to a new level. It's called Mercury Rising, something or other. And it's excellent. It's well done, and he has a scientific background, which means he questions himself rather than just making assumptions from the Bible, that kind of thing. I found him to be very knowledgeable. I liked reading his book. Let's see. I'll get his book out and give you the title here. It's I'm reading so many books now I can't keep up. It's The Seventh Planet, Mercury Rising. Gerald Clark. I'm in correspondence with him, and he was talking to this guy on the different asteroids that are coming through. Now, the problem with Planet X is there is apparently a debris field behind it, mostly ice balls, but so long of a bunch of ice balls that when it goes through and changes the Earth, then the Earth gets to enjoy 2 years of bombardment. It'll go through that debris field twice. And it'll be ice. We'll get more water, probably. Won't look like Mars. That's what the day after tomorrow will do. Look at like everything 10 feet down is dead. No microorganisms. It'll be like just like in the movie, Day After Tomorrow. That will be the second shoe. It will be first the grid will go down and you have no water. That's what FEMA's about. Then probably in either 2017 to 2020 will be when the ice age, actually a mini ice age. It won't last probably more than 10 days, but it'll take out half the planet from starting from the pole all the way down through Texas, probably. Right now, the movie part, which is the most accurate that I've seen scientifically of doom and gloom, is actually, burning Gutenberg Bibles in New York. It shows the oceans rising. Right now, the estimates are at 60 meters. That's probably what will happen. And then Nibiru goes through, and it changes the poles and rewrites a next play. Like, going from one epoch to another every 3,600 years. Actually, the one in Greece before ours, in my opinion, had a totally different approach to science using metaphor, which has become Jungian psychotherapy in this civilization. And their metaphors are impeccable. They have stories, tree of life, all of it. There's a Colburn Bible that talks about all of this before the Bible. That's what Matthew and several others used to write about in their Bible, the previous Bibles.
I've got a couple of other sources talking about it too. Augusto Perez and Pastor Lindsey Williams. In fact,
I don't know how credible he is, but
he just put out in his May newsletter that his elite friend mailed him and it gave him a warning on Planet X. So I don't know how trustworthy this new one is, but we've got multiple sources that normally don't even agree with each other, pretty much saying the same thing now.
Nobody really knows. That's the deal, because nobody's being allowed to have access to total information so that we can at least have some idea of what we're up against. And I was watching this movie, 2012, where some guy in the White House thinks that we shouldn't tell the public because what could they do anyway? And so it's for their own good. And I don't know anybody that's smarter than me, and I'd like to make my own decision on what's right for me. I make mistakes, but I don't need somebody, politician, making those decisions for me. I don't think it's right.
That's John Regan with Richard Allen Miller. We'll be back after these messages.
By now, you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers Pro Pure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the Pro Pure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. Pro Pure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market. The gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Honey, it's time for dinner. What are you doing over there on your computer?
I'm shopping for a new wallet. Mine is falling apart. Hey, did you know there's a company called ID Stronghold that makes shielded wallets to prevent electronic pickpocketing?
Oh, I didn't realize there was such a thing as electronic pickpocketing. What is that?
Well, apparently, many of the new credit and debit cards being issued have radio chips inside them called RFID that transmit our banking information to card readers when we pay. Unfortunately, a bad guy can also get one of these readers and go around the city scanning people, collecting their credit card numbers and personal information without us knowing it.
Wow, that sounds scary. Since you're getting a new wallet anyway, you should definitely get an ID Stronghold shielded wallet. Are they more expensive?
No. In fact, I can get a shielded leather wallet from IDStronghold.com for the same price or less than regular unshielded wallets from other stores.
Sounds great. My wallet isn't falling apart yet, but let me pick one out too. I want to be protected, and these wallets at IDStronghold.com look fantastic.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows. Pause and rewind live TV. Even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
Have you ever noticed how many sick and miserable people there are? I'm serious. I'm talking about people of all ages who have conditions and diseases which affect their quality of life. Most of them seem to have one thing in common: polypharmacy. That is, dependence on multiple prescription drugs with side effects that actually make them sicker and sicker, not healthy. The good news is that people are waking up to the fact that if you supply your body with all of the nutrients it requires, you will feel better, be healthier, and have a better life. It's important to know that Beyond Tangy Tangerine is the most amazing, great tasting, comprehensive nutritional supplement. Besides supplying all the vitamins our bodies need, it also supplies the necessary minerals that are required for the vitamins to kick in. Look, folks, I'm hooked on it, and I think if you try it, you'll become hooked. This stuff really works. That's why I'm urging you to make it part of your daily health regimen. Visit InfoWarsTeam.com to secure your canister of Beyond Tangy Tangerine today. Sign up for auto ship and save on shipping costs. That's Beyond Tangy Tangerine at InfoWarsTeam.com.
And for Vincent, yeah, I just can't believe, you know, they've left you and me in the classroom alone again.
Yeah, they have ruined our education on purpose. There are now 2 generations without families. Jeffrey Jackson Jason that writes for Before It's News, was coming in this afternoon to do an interview with me and he had car trouble, so he'll probably do it this weekend. It will be an interview on children, and I'm going to suggest everyone review Cloud Atlas again and how the movie ends in the future, where children are not taught by adults because they're smarter than adults. They mentor each other, and adults are there to facilitate and work for the children. That's where our real resource is in the intelligence of our children. And what we're doing now is wasting it. And my girlfriend said that if you don't have good management, it starts at the top. And if your management isn't right, things break down as it filters down into the universe. And she's absolutely correct. And we're being mismanaged. The earth is being mismanaged by the top 1%. And why we have obesity, why we have all kinds of weird illnesses and plagues, it's nuts. And somebody needs to say no. I don't know what to do exactly, but I am suggesting everybody explores the word autark from Greece, and it means individual supreme sovereignty. That means you and yourself are complete. You have your water system, you have your own food system. That's what the Clovis culture did when they came out of the last ice age, and they had a different relationship to the earth than we do. It was Chief Seattle that once said in 1857, how can man own the land he lives on? How can he own the air he breathes? We are here for a brief moment as caretakers. He said that as an American Indian that had come out of the last epoch and left cave drawings, which is called their songs and dances or medicine. And that is what the Hopi are now saying, the Aborigines are saying it. All of your indigenous remained true to the constructs of being a caretaker and sustainability. What we're doing now in the management of the 1% is rape, pillage, and destroy. Wait till you see what happened when we had tomography. Everything got mined. Once we could look from space to see where all the minerals were, and they went. And now they're just like gutted.
You know, talking about looking at things from space, I heard somebody say that they've got satellites that can identify people by their brain waves. Do you know if that technology
I don't think so. No, listen, you can do, you can look, you have cameras good enough that you can look at the color of someone's eye from space. That I do know. That means they will have facial recognition and absolutely be able to pinpoint who you are by just looking at you. That's a given. But brainwaves, you need, that is microvolts. That's microvolts. That's different than optics. And microvolts in the occipital region of the cerebral cortex it's iffy to begin with. We don't even know what brainwaves are. Literally, we're grouping them. We don't have the difference between an alpha wave and a PGO wave, and the way you have directional alpha shifts in the different parts of the brain. We've only just begun to study that, and to measure that from space, I would say as a physicist, it's disinformation. However, you can recognize anybody with optics. That, I do know we have that technology. I don't think brainwaves can be seen from space. But, I don't know. You know, I don't know everything, so there it is. I just spent a lot of time in that universe using biofeedback, and I'm quite familiar with the various concepts of brainwaves, and I don't think you can see it. I don't think that.
We're going into the break. John Regan, Richard Al Miller, we'll be back after the top of the hour news.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state in back taxes, you know they'll never stop coming after you. With bank levies, wage garnishments, they'll even seize your home or business. The good news? A government program for tax debt forgiveness. It's called the Fresh Start Initiative.
I'm Paul Sibley with U.S. Tax Shield. We can help navigate the new laws, get you protected, and resolve your tax issues permanently.
Call the experts at U.S. Tax Shield now for your free consultation and get a guaranteed quote to resolve your case. Call 800-436-6451. That's 800-436-6451.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
It's absolutely heartbreaking. All over America, people are suffering from issues related to angina pain, high blood pressure, congestive heart failure, irregular heartbeat, clogged arteries, and high cholesterol. Can you live your life free from sickness, pain, and fear, and experience your body healing itself? Look to Heart and Body Extract, an all-natural supplement that aids ailing bodies. It has an exclusive formula of wild-crafted and organic herbs. End the pain without all the side effects of prescription drugs. People 20 years younger will envy your vitality. Want a happier, healthier you? Then go to heartandbody.com or call toll-free 866-295-5305 for free information. Heart and Body Extract offers a lifetime guarantee with no price increase in over 14 years. What are you waiting for? Call Heart and Body now at 866-295-5305 for your free information. Go to heartandbody.com, 866-295-5305. Distributor inquiries welcome.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and bad tweets can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? Reputation.com can protect your good name. Get a free consultation now at 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from Reputation.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771.
Welcome to hour number 2 of USA Prepares. This is John Regan sitting in for Vincent. He's out making hay today. You know, Rick, I was in a pretty mundane part of the above top secret world working on the nuclear planning system, but I did learn a bit about how things work. And I've got an article that I didn't get to Monday talking about this new kind of memory for computers based on carbon nanotubes. And in this article, it says that it's been in production since 2004, and most of the production to date has gone into military or specialized industrial applications. And this stuff is fast. It's got long life. We're talking about greater than 1,000 years at 85 degrees centigrade. And it can be produced on existing production lines. And
wow.
they've kept us.
Because, you know, computer chips, gallium arsenide, those have a half-life of 8 years with gamma rays. And when you go into space, and those astronauts that are being kept in space an extra month, I can only guess what kinds of exposure they're getting in high-end radiation. I'm guessing sometimes it could be a death warrant. That's how bad it is in space. They have literally never told the truth on what happened on the moon, having to go through the Van Allen belt. Before we go anywhere further, I wanted to say something this hour. It's very important. I really don't mean to be so doom and gloom, and actually I was reminded by some friends, Grace and other Grace Lorna's here, Julie, Dr. Lenny Time, they're listening with me while Lenny's getting ready to lecture over in Ashland next couple of days on geoengineering. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention that my real purpose is to empower. And so while there is doom and gloom, for those listening, if you want what you should be doing right now, the first thing that you should be doing is taking care of your water. Now, the way the Mormons do it is probably correct, but that's because that religion was formed on a close encounter. Really, what you need to do is have a minimum of 3 days of water stored in your house for every member in the household, and a game plan on how to replace it the first day. Because you cannot assume that when the grid goes down, all the municipalities are going to fail. And that's why FEMA was formed, getting ready for a grid collapse. Whether it's going to be done naturally or artificially, stay tuned on that. I don't know how that works. When Santa Barbara was attacked by some military trying to show how weak our grid is, nobody got it. It is. When it collapses, the United States is possibly going to be without a grid for 2 years, because some of those capacitors are one of a kind, and those countries can't even remember how to make them. And so we're in a really precarious situation where what we really need to do today is start with water. The second step I would do is that there is a thing called community supported agriculture, CSA. You go to the farmer's market and there'll be 9 or 10 local growers that will contract with you that for so much money or so much labor, they will provide you so much produce from their farm each week. And that's called CSA, or Community Supported Agriculture. And I believe that your goal should be to eat, your goal this year is to make sure that 40% of what you eat came from your local area. Right now it's less than 7%. Everything that we eat is from somewhere else. If the grid collapses, that will include delivery systems, because a computer chip in a truck, if we have a CME, and it's a big enough one, it will take that chip out in a truck, and that will happen next. And so you should not rely on countries you can't even pronounce for your chicken. You should be growing your own chicken or not eating chicken. That's a good place to go. Try to not eat anything with a face or grandparents. They'll probably be a lot healthier. Those would be the first year I would do the water immediately, because that could happen tomorrow, literally. And then start learning how it's a process. You will never get perfect. Simon says, you can go halfway to the door. And each time you go to the door, you really never get to the door, because it isn't about getting to the door. It is the process of what you're undergoing. And that personal transformation will translate across in education and your relationship to yourself. And that, by definition, is evolution.
Now, Rick, before we go down another rabbit hole, why don't you tell
bunch of rabbits.
Why don't you go ahead and tell people how to get your books?
Oh, yes. I'm at richardallenmiller.com, ALAN, and or oak-publishing.com. And that is my source of income, so please feel free. Amazon bushwhacked me and took me off Amazon. I am now back. No thanks to some of that. It was terrible. I've been fighting this since September, and finally what they did last week is they put my account on vacation. You could not buy or see any of my books. Power Tools was being sold used for $115 up. I can't believe it. And Amazon doesn't care. You know that there's class action suits against Amazon for not paying your royalties in a legal, timely way, that they are holding your money a little longer than they legally should, and that accounts for $169 million a day in the interest. That is how big Amazon is. And for me, I'm a nuisance. I'm a small publisher. And so they take us out literally every day. I'm very, very lucky. I had a friend that figured it out what was wrong with my tax information, which caused a secret group called the tax group, and it's a special ops. You can't communicate to them except through email. There's no address, no phone number to talk to a live person. And the highest levels at customer service recognized that that wasn't really kind of right. And they had no way to do anything except through email. And what these guys did, then they stonewall you by sending you forms. And I could not fix out the thing, and I finally had a friend of mine all the way from Oregon Revenue, the Department of Revenue, that figured out what the real problem was, and I corrected it, and that took me off vacation, and I'm now reinstated on Amazon. Do not use Amazon if you have options. Amazon is worse than Monsanto.
That's saying a lot.
You have no idea. Monsanto is just, Amazon is, that's what it is. It's huge. And $160 million a day just for holding people's money a little longer than they're legally allowed to do, like banks do. They make that interest, and it's $169 million a day just in that aspect alone. It's unbelievable. They're huge. And I got to learn all of this having fought them since September. They finally took me down last week, and I got really desperate, and thank the Lord I had some friends that came together and helped me think this thing through so that I could clear it up. They'll go after me again, just like they did last year when I did Jimmy Church. I had a friend that actually ordered my book from Amazon, got my book cheaper, and I could sell it, got my book, and it was a used book that they sold as new, and I didn't get a single sale from Jimmy Church from Amazon. And that's one of the reasons why I put PayPal together on my website. I, cannot depend on Amazon at all for anything. There are individuals in Amazon that are really cool and helped me, really sincerely. But ultimately, they have a secret thug group, just like every large corporation. And these guys are thugs for pay. And if they want to harass somebody, they can take anybody out without not even concern themselves with the law. They just do it. And that's that.
Yeah, and that's one of the concerns with the TPP. If that trade bill gets passed, it puts more control in the hands of the corporations.
Small publishers, it's all changed now with Lightning Source and these mass book printers where you can print on demand. It's a whole new universe in publishing. I've been publishing books for 45 years, and one of my books just went out of print, and he doesn't want to go back into it, so he gave it to me. That was The Potential of Herbs as a Cash Crop, and I am right now, today and tomorrow, scanning it for Lightning Source so that I can print up my own for back orders. It's interesting how the whole universe is changing. I believe in self-publishing because I do my own promoting. I hate actually being famous. It actually is more trouble than it's worth. I would much rather be a farmer where nobody had ever heard of me. But my passion is in writing, and this is my only source of income now. So I am 71. I got to write. That's what I'm here for, is writing. And I love to write. I don't like to promote. I really don't. I don't need that. You know, it's not what I'm seeking. What I love is touching the earth, feeling it in my hands.
It's John Regan with Richard Allen Miller. We'll be back after this break.
How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Hi, John Hubner from Midas Resources. Are you tired of watching your hard-earned assets dwindle away? As government spending is out of hand and the Federal Reserve is creating in excess of $20 billion a week, are you tired of stockbrokers gambling away your hard-earned money? Is this market a setup for a crash greater than 1987? Too many of today's policies resemble those that led to the collapse of 1929. This is John Hubner, and that was me in 2007. And we all know what happened when the subprime credit bubble burst. By March 2009, the dollar lost 50% of its value. The entire U.S. banking system was on the verge of collapsing. Like all financial problems of the past, is history about to repeat itself? Call me, John Hubner, at 1-800-686-2237, extension 129, before it's too late to protect yourself. Will the oncoming catastrophe take all private IRAs, 401ks with it? There is a way to protect your hard-earned assets. Call me, John Hubner, at 1-800-686-2237, extension 129.
In the U.S. alone, a home invasion occurs every 13 seconds. On top of that, the average response time for 911 is over 15 minutes. That just won't cut it. Don't allow yourself or the important people in your life to be victims. When seconds matter, don't be caught stumbling for your firearm. Get the protection you deserve. Get yourself a hidden holster from hiddenholster.com. It's the original hidden holster. The hidden holster is quick, easy, and convenient. It's versatile enough for the home, workplace, or virtually anywhere else you might need it. Have peace of mind with your firearm close by at all times. Go to hiddenholster.com. That's hiddenholster.com. If you own a firearm, you need a hidden holster. Your protection matters, and self-defense is the best defense. Go to hiddenholster.com. That's hiddenholster.com. The original hidden holster.
It's very easy to be a criminal. All you need to burglarize a home is one simple household tool, a pair of scissors. If your home security system can be compromised by a criminal using scissors, then you're making it easy for them. Almost every home security system, even those sold by big name companies, has a weakness: the phone line. You shell out $1,500, get locked into a long-term contract, and think you're safe. But a burglar can destroy your alarm in seconds with one snip. And when a burglar cuts your phone line, you're defenseless. Simply Safe Home Security is the smarter choice. Built by Harvard engineers, Simply Safe uses a wireless connection to call the cops. Scissors can't cut it. And that means your home stays safe. 24/7 professional monitoring is under $15 a month with no contract. Simply Safe Home Security keeps you safer than the other guys for half the cost. Protect your home with the alarm you can trust. Simply Safe. Go to simplysafedefense.com now for an exclusive 10% offer. That's simplysafedefense.com.
Regan sitting in for Vincent. I just want to remind everyone, Vincent's going to be a keynote speaker at the RK Prepper Show in Fletcher, North Carolina. That's at the WNC Agriculture Center there on June 20th and 21st. He's going to teach how to save money on your taxes by starting the business of your choice so that you can take the same tax deductions that the rich take. There's a link to it on page 1 of usaprepares.com. That's usaprepares.com. And again, John Moore will be there talking about violent climate change. Not that we've seen any of that lately. There's been a lot of Fukushima news lately, too. I don't know if you saw where they say that the West Coast is getting ready to be hit with about 80% of the amount of strontium that hit Japan.
The RADCON level alerts have gone off all along the West Coast, and right now our background radiation is 10 times what it was before Fukushima. And while that is not necessarily dangerous, I can tell you it's death on children. And that's the real problem, is that they're not old enough to have a developed thyroid, and they are having serious problems in Japan right now. At one point, the amount of children that had thyroid irregularities was 28%. That was 2 years ago. Right now, they're now saying it's 48% of the children in Tokyo have some kind of thyroid abnormality. It's way worse than anybody was being told. It's being managed by the Yakuza. What do you expect them to do? Tell everybody what's actually happening? They can't even solve the problems. They have no way. I was looking at an article today on how they may try to seal off the leaking into the ocean. Right now, the ocean has been leaking radiation for more than 2 years. It's terrible. And there is some side news that would suggest that the other reactors, not just at Fukushima, but other places, when the grid went down there, it went down on other reactors, and they haven't even begun to report what happened there. We must turn that switch off. If we have a change of civilizations, there will be no fifth epoch if we don't. That's the way it's going to play. Because if the grid goes down, how are you going to cool the reactors? Page 2. If we have an ice age and it puts things in stasis, when the ice age is over, then everything warms back up and you have no life on Earth. That's the way that's going to play. So I don't have the answers. What I do know is we don't and should not be using nuclear energy as a form of power anymore. We already know it's out of control. And, there was Chernobyl and 3 Mile Island, and now if you look at the Nuclear Emergency Tracking Center, ENTC, I think it is, .com, every day there's someplace in Kentucky, Florida, or whatever that will have a RADCON 3 or a RADCON 4 level alert. Japan, right now, is RADCON 5. That means it's as bad as it possibly could get, and we don't even know what that means. When you fly from China to Los Angeles, right now, they're having to take the jets away from the public so they can clean them from the radiation that gets collected on the hull. I would not even consider going to Asia at this point just for the exposure that you would get in flight. Imagine astronauts having to spend an extra month in hardcore ultraviolet radiation from the sun. There's no filters up there. And those particulate, the plutonium and strontium-90, are floating around in the stratosphere. And what happens is every once in a while, a particle or two falls. You get anomalies like dandelion that grow 5 feet. It's creepy. And that's why when you grow your food, right now I'm advocating greenhouses so that you at least have some kind of protection. Clean your greenhouse covering with water. And that means that nothing will grow in the soil there. Inside the greenhouse.
How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to. if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99 and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows. Pause and rewind live TV. Even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
Hi, this is Steve Sanchez, and based on a recent study, it was found that 57 million Americans had legal issues over the last 12 months, but only 60% of those studied sought out the services of a lawyer. Why? In a nutshell, affordability. Well, my friends at Legal Shield have created a solution that can help you not if, but when you need an attorney. For as little as $17 per month, Legal Shield will provide you unlimited access to qualified attorneys at an accomplished law firm for advice and counsel on legal issues, no matter how serious or trivial. For over 40 years and with 1.4 million families across North America, Legal Shield can help you, the loyal GCN listener. Representatives are standing by now to answer your questions, so call them now at 1-855-340-SAVE. That's 1-855-340-7283, or visit them at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com.
Results will vary from case to case.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and bad tweets can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? Reputation.com can protect your good name. Get a free consultation now at 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from Reputation.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771.
In the U.S. alone, a home invasion occurs every 13 seconds. On top of that, the average response time for 911 is over 15 minutes. That just won't cut it. Don't allow yourself or the important people in your life to be victims. When seconds matter, don't be caught stumbling for your firearm. Get the protection you deserve. Get yourself a hidden holster from hiddenholster.com. It's the original hidden holster. The hidden holster is quick, easy, and convenient. It's versatile enough for the home, workplace, or virtually anywhere else you might need it. Have peace of mind with your firearm close by at all times. Go to hiddenholster.com. That's hiddenholster.com. If you own a firearm, you need a hidden holster. Your protection matters, and self-defense is the best defense. Go to hiddenholster.com. That's hiddenholster.com. The original hidden holster.
This is John Regan at the controls today. Rick and I were just tiptoeing through the Fukushima tulips And I was just reading an article where they filtered most of the radioactive materials out of 620,000 tons of water they have stored on site. However, that water is still contained with tritium. So how bad is tritium for us?
It's an isotope that we mine, and deuterium, usually down near Antarctica. There's a special place down there where it's in higher concentration than you will find in normal. In itself, tritium and deuterium are not toxic per se, and the structuring of the water will put some form of isolation between this and that. It's when tritium is broken down and it releases its extra goodies that it becomes a serious weapon. It's not about tritium itself as an isotope.
And
tritium in itself is just normal water. Like water appears in many, many different forms. There's para and ortho water. That means the levorotary going in this direction or that. Then you add an extra proton, and you've got deuterium. You add a second one, and you have tritium. And when that happens, you have a very interesting form of water. What's that? Radioactive. And there's lots of things in nature that are radioactive. It's just where it goes in your body and how it's absorbed and where it gets stored that becomes a serious problem. And so I don't worry about tritium or deuterium. I do worry about cesium-137. I do worry about plutonium. Those are creepy.
And I was just wondering, with the problems California is having, they're probably going to need desalination plants just to get water for people.
And we already have filters that are a single filter that will desalinate seawater right out of the gate, just running it through a filter. And I don't know why they're not doing that. I don't want to think why they're not doing it. That's a better way to put it.
Well, what I was wondering is, if they're filtering out the salt with whatever process, what's going to happen with all this radiation that's coming over as well? Is that going to concentrate that?
It's going to be a new world. And if we don't turn the nuclear power plants off now, when the grid collapses, there will be no chance for any form of life surviving on Earth. And maybe in space, and there we're still exposed by gamma rays from the sun. No protection. It's we don't get how important our atmosphere is to allow us to be safe here. And I can tell you the background radiation on the West Coast has increased 10 times since Fukushima. 100 times would be like me going through an airport with x-rays, maybe none of them. It is kind of serious. I don't want to be doing it frequently, and I got a blast. At 1,000 times, I'll wear a dosimetry badge because I have to count at that level. And just flying in an airplane increases your exposure 10 times to what you are on Earth right out of the gate. And now, with flying from from Japan or China to LAX, the planes need to be cleaned before they allow new people in it. It's like sitting inside a microwave for how many hours? There it is. That's what flying is like now because of Fukushima. And the sun is also getting real hot. You know, that 11-year cycle is no longer exists with the sun. It stopped in I think it was 2014. Was it 2014 or 2012? 2012, yes. A comet went by. It created a mass discharge from the sun with a plasma microtube or a filament, a tubal, and what happened is it drained part of the sun and left it changed, just like the Gulf Stream. It's similar, different, and now we're no longer on an 11-year cycle. And right now, at any moment, the sun can burp. We had a kill shot. I think it was about 3 months ago. It went off in the opposite direction. We're fine. But that would have put the Earth back into the Stone Age. Just like that. That's how fragile our whole system is with electric current. Matt Stein has made a video with a woman out of L.A., Hollywood, Patrice, called The Dark Star. And it's about that attack in Santa Barbara where they showed how vulnerable a bunch of ex-military left no clues. They're still trying to find out who did it, but took down Santa Barbara in a non-hostile form. They could have really made it bad to show how vulnerable we are just from attack. And really, it's probably not going to happen like that. It's probably going to happen just from the sun. That's why we absolutely need to rethink electric current. We need to immediately turn off nuclear power plants. That would be another project for sovereignty, is to leave something for your grandchildren. And that would be to lobby and become an activist against nuclear energy right out of the gate. They're already talking about putting more reactors in Fukushima. Get a grip. The Daiichi-like plants that were designed by General Electric were supposed to be clean. I don't think those were spent plutonium rods. I think they had weapons-grade plutonium in some kind of power play with China and those islands. I don't know that. That's my guess. And now there's heck to pay.
Yeah, that's my guess too, is you don't have that type of reactor there for generating power. You have that type of reactor. And to have it be that fragile on the grid, it's only a 3-foot tidal wave. Imagine what a 50-foot would do. And we are going to have some Madrid fault line is going to have some serious. And the map you're talking about, the Navy map, is not Scallions, it's Chet Snow is the one they use as a worst-case scenario where the United States is divided in two and Yellowstone goes off, just like in the movies. When that all happens, everything changes. It's all survivable. Nuclear meltdown is not. Yeah, I was reading where there's activity going on around Toba, and that's got a larger chamber than Yellowstone does.
Really? Well, that's interesting. You look at the sands of Mars, and you realize the asteroid belt might have been a different epoch when Nibiru went through. Every 3,600 years, there is something happening that there's no history on because it wipes it. That's why the Clovis cave dwelling and the Hopi have that memory of what happened last time. And it's really interesting. I think that's one of the reasons Matthew also used the Colburn Bible when he wrote his apostle or whatever it was, his book. I don't know. I know that I probably will never really know. What I do know is the way I live right now isn't going to work under any scenario. And it's time for a lifestyle change. And it can be empowering because all it's going to do is bring you closer to yourself, which is, by definition, evolution. And so that's what everybody needs to start doing. It's becoming a little more independent on your needs for survival. And not have to do it like Grandpa did it. But we need to go back to a place where we have water, not from electricity. And we do not have nuclear energy to fall out of the sky on us.
And like I wrote in my book, The Financial State of the Union, even the Amish are not ready for what's coming. They're in better shape.
They're not. No. The Mormons aren't even either, and they were formed on a close encounter. I like that as a joke. That's basically the truth of it. And the Mormon have 1 year stored because of an event that happened down on with a bunch of birds, and they have 1 year of food stored. And food is it's 3 minutes for air, 3 days for water, and 3 weeks for food. Always remember that. And so I think our new Earth is going to have requirements in hygiene much different, where you leave your shoes and clothing at the door when you go inside, and you decontaminate before you go into your sanctum sanctorum. And that's probably why you want at least most of your food in a greenhouse and or aquaculture, which is different and way more efficient than hydroponics. In 1970, I worked in hydroponics. I have the pleasure of looking at both vertical and horizontal aquaculture. I can't believe what I saw.
Well, can't believe how quick these 2 hours are going. Got our final break here. John Regan, Dr. Rich Allen Miller. We'll be back in about 3 minutes.
By now, you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Honey, it's time for dinner. What are you doing over there on your computer?
I'm shopping for a new wallet. Mine is falling apart. Hey, did you know there's a company called ID Stronghold that makes shielded wallets to prevent electronic pickpocketing?
Oh, I didn't realize there was such a thing as electronic pickpocketing. What is that?
Well, apparently, many of the new credit and debit cards being issued have radio chips inside them called RFID that transmit our banking information to card readers when we pay. Unfortunately, a bad guy can also get one of these readers and go around the city scanning people, collecting their credit card numbers and personal information without us knowing it.
Wow, that sounds scary. Since you're getting a new wallet anyway, you should definitely get an ID Stronghold shielded wallet. Are they more expensive?
No. In fact, I can get a shielded leather wallet from IDStronghold.com for the same price or less than regular unshielded wallets from other stores.
Sounds great. My wallet isn't falling apart yet, but let me pick one out too. I want to be protected, and these wallets at IDStronghold.com look fantastic.
Hi, my name is DeRay, suffering from migraines, having Botox injections in my head and neck to alleviate pain, costing $1,500 out of my pocket. I discovered Dr. Ortman and Gentle Touch chiropractic adjustment called NUCA. I'm migraine-free since my first adjustment. Thanks for giving me my life back, Dr. Ortman. I wish they prescribed you instead of Botox.
Thanks, DeRay. Putting the bones back in place is only half of the solution. We design a nutritional supplement program the body can handle, actually absorb, providing nutrients, targeting the problem area. Between NUCA and nutrition, we will have you on the road to a faster and more permanent recovery. Look us up on the web at drortman.com or call 952-303-9124. Let us help you feel better faster. Wellspring Spinal Care at 952-303-9124. Again, that's 952-303-9124. Or on the web at drortman.com.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and bad tweets can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? Reputation.com can protect your good name. Get a free consultation now at 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from Reputation.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771.
In the U.S. alone, a home invasion occurs every 13 seconds. On top of that, the average response time for 911 is over 15 minutes. That just won't cut it. Don't allow yourself or the important people in your life to be victims. When seconds matter, don't be caught stumbling for your firearm. Get the protection you deserve. Get yourself a hidden holster from hiddenholster.com. It's the original hidden holster. The hidden holster is quick, easy, and convenient. It's versatile enough for the home, workplace, or virtually anywhere else you might need it. Have peace of mind with your firearm close by at all times. Go to hiddenholster.com. That's hiddenholster.com. If you own a firearm, you need a hidden holster. Your protection matters, and self-defense is the best defense. Go to hiddenholster.com. That's hiddenholster.com. The original hidden holster.
This is John Regan. Vincent may or may not be back tomorrow. It all depends on the weather. We'll find out tonight. In either case, I'll be back with Vincent on Monday. Rick, I don't know if you saw, there's a new blood test that they've come out with using a single drop of blood, and for $25 detects every virus that you've ever had. Technology is amazing.
That's the genome part where it writes its weirdness into your DNA script, like herpes and other hepatitis, mononucleosis, that kind of thing.
There's 206 different species of viruses known to infect humans, and it tests for all at the same time.
Wow, that's amazing. I believe, I don't know, I had the H5N1 virus 2 months ago. I have no idea what happened, but I have never been that sick in my entire life. It was worse than mononucleosis that I had as my freshman year in college. Nearly flunked out in May. I was so sick, and this was worse. And everybody around me got it, and I had friends in India that even had worse than me. I don't know how it spread around. The H5N2 virus is now the one bothering everybody. Where is it? In Missouri, and it's just like that. These are like a swine flu or bird flu, bird influenza. It's an influenza. It's really creepy.
Yeah, I found out about 10 years ago that I'd had the Epstein-Barr virus, and the doctor told me it was in the past. And based on what she was saying, I'm pretty sure that's what I got right before I left the Air Force. And I was in really bad shape back then.
You think you might have been exposed with intent?
It's possible. It's hard to say.
I don't trust anything anymore. And it's like if Hollywood, if she could, basically, if it's possible, most likely you can count on it. That was something that Merlin said to Arthur in a book by T.H. White. He said, anything not specifically forbidden is mandatory. If it's possible, you can count on it happening. That's the way it plays.
And I was listening to Hagman Monday night. They had a couple on there talking about the Libyan war, and these people were lucky enough to escape Al-Qaeda, but what's even more disgusting is what the government did to them. Far worse than what happened to me.
I don't know what to think anymore. I know that that people are being paid to lie. That is how it works. And they will give you disinformation if they're paid.
And the professionals are in D.C.
Appreciate working with you. I'm sorry I was so doom and gloom today. Don't mind me. At least focus on water, and then your local farmers market and community-supported agriculture. Immediately find out who's doing it. Because even if you do your own, that's where you're going to learn how to do it.
Well, that's what we're here for. The news isn't great, but at least you get the information and you can do things to make your life better.
You're trying to empower yourself. It's sovereignty. And supreme sovereignty is artwork, where you take it on as your purpose. Coming more independent.
Well, Rick, it was great to be on with you. I enjoy it every time. And I'll be listening to you next week.
Talk to you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, Berkey Guy here. Are you still drinking unfiltered tap water? Does your water contain chlorine or fluoride? Will you have drinkable water in an emergency? The Berkey Guy is here to help you remove these and other potential contaminants from your water, thus helping you drink clean, purified water. We offer Berkey water purification systems at the lowest available prices online. Don't go another moment without Berkey system. Over the last 10 years, we've helped thousands drink clean, purified water. Join them by visiting goberkey.com or call me, the Berkey Guy, at 877-886-3653. That's 877-886-3653.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to produce an endless supply of nano-sized silver solutions right from the convenience of your home. Silver Lungs. With the addition of our unique lung delivery system, respiratory infections are targeted directly, where traditional oral administration simply cannot reach. This pioneering method also preserves the original particle sizes and delivers your silver solution directly into the bloodstream. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at silverlungs.com. That's silverlungs.com.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.